Hey guys, it's Mike here from Just Car People Things, and I know we're coming off the Christmas holiday, but I wanted to share with you the 5 things that I use more on all of my projects, including all this disaster area right now, than anything else around the house and in the garage. So we're in the process of rebuilding the garage a little bit right now. We just finished the floor, very excited. I finished out the remainder of the floor that's in here. And we just purchased this sink right there, which is getting rid of this nasty, nasty laundry tub right here, which, believe me, we are not going to miss. So whenever I work on a project like this, there's 5 things I immediately grab, and they're absolute must-haves. An impact driver. This is a DeWalt. You can see it's been through absolutely a war. I've got a bigger battery pack, a 5 amp hour battery pack on it. I leave the Phillips head on it at all times. I also recommend having an impact screwdriver set, so you can actually slot screwdrivers into there. An impact drill set, so you can actually slot drill bits into there. And then, of course, the full set for all the different things. The other thing I love, the 3/8 and 1/4 inch adapter, so you can put your socket set on one of these. This is one of the tools I use more than almost anything else working on everything in the house. The other thing that is super, super important, ear protection. I reach for these whenever I'm working on a project almost every time. They're walkers, they're razors, they're relatively inexpensive. You can get these for about $40 or $50. I paid for the upgraded gel cushion, extra 15 or 20 bucks. You can buy those aftermarket. Very comfortable. I can wear these all day. They're amplified, which means they have a microphone in them on each side. And there's some AAAs in here, and they will actually let you hear the noises you want to hear and then not hear the noises that are super loud. Ooh, like whoever that is doing a pull outside. These guys are kind of a pair. You need a good marking tool. I like the Sharpies, the Inksols that Milwaukee makes are really great. You can't go wrong, but you need a good marking tool and you need a really good tape measure. I really like this Milwaukee tape measure. It's actually even got a little magnet tip here on the end, which allows you to kind of tack onto things that might be metal. I use it all the time. I used it here in the garage, finishing the floor and the edges, and it's something I use almost every time I work on the house. 15, 20 bucks, great investment. Buy 2 because you'll always lose one. This is another more recent acquisition I've fallen in love with. Most of the time you deal with a stud finder, and let's say you're mounting a new sink on the wall and you need to find out where your studs are, like right there and right there. And there's another mark hiding right there. You can use one of these, and the perk to this is instead of just the old school way where you would go along and it would say, okay, well, the edge of the stud's right here, and then you come the other direction and you go, okay, the edge of the stud's right here. This one actually senses the whole width of the wall. And so you can find exactly where the stud is to screw into it, which is super cool. It also detects electrical and has that on there. So cannot say enough nice things about one of these. They're about $30, $35. It has saved me time after time after time again, putting unnecessary holes in walls and super easy to work with. I know that's not necessarily a garage thing. You're not gonna use it working on your car, but if you're building up your shop and you've got stuff at home, you're gonna have to hang pictures up. You're gonna have to hang heavy stuff on walls, and install things. This is a super handy tool. I should mention that an impact driver, a good one with a good battery, probably about $100 to $150. It's a common thing to find in combo sets. Make sure you buy a good one. All this to right about here will run you probably about $250. I'll mention one more item on my top 5 list that, again, I use all of the time, is the laser level. And this thing is awesome, and these things are awesome. Not only will it shoot if you flip the little on switch, a level beam around the whole room, it will also shoot a vertical beam. You see my hand just went over it there. And even in a very bright room like this, you're sitting under multiple LED halos right now, you can still see that clear line that thing broadcasts both vertically and level the whole way around the room. Super, super, super cool. And these are about 80 or 90 bucks. They've actually come down quite a bit in price. You might even be able to get one cheaper. It has saved me 100 times. Every time you go to hang something, every time you say, is it level? Every time you say, hey, is the sink gonna float the right way, or do I have good slope on something? This is gonna be super, super, super helpful. Totally worth the spend on it. I'll mention 2 bonus things that I use very frequently. I use this mallet quite a bit, and this is just a weighted rubber plastic mallet. I was using it to actually put the floor down because it tacks the floor together really nicely. Total weight on it's probably like 2 pounds, you know, like a weighted head. This one's a Stanley. There's 100 companies that make them. You can't go wrong. Honestly, shouldn't pay more than 15 bucks for one of these. I use my set of crescent wrenches a lot. I particularly like this set I got from Cobalt because it has the size on there. You can see right along this edge here, you've got the size, including in millimeters and in SAE. And the perk to this is when you're working on a car, you're working on something, you say, God, I wonder what size this is. I should grab a socket for it. And you've got it winnowed down. You can say, oh, okay, this is, you know, a 1/2 inch, or this is, you know, you can see the writing on there. Okay, this is a 10 millimeter. Perfect. So great little handy tools. I think a set of these was about 15 or 20 bucks. We have all the other standard hand tools here, but these are kind of the things that if I'm working on a project, these are the things that I'm gravitating towards grabbing firsts in my tool bin around the house. So there's other things I can recommend for cars, breaker bars, stuff like that. But if you're working in a shop and you got cool stuff like this and it's a war zone because you're destroying things and putting things back together, these are the first things that I always grab. And I thought I should share that with you guys. I'll drop links below to all that. But I really appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate you liking and subscribing. Cheers.